Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. It's your host, The Thriller, and I am here to talk and apologize. Firstly, I'm gonna start off by apologizing because uh I've been on quarantine as much as everyone else has been on quarantine, and I've been working on some book projects. If you follow me on Twitter, then you may have seen my post. I posted Academy on Asgard up there, and I gave a huge shout out to everyone that is in the book. Now, I have a couple of projects I'm working on right now. I'm working on Academy on Asgard. I'm working on Son of Heimdall. I'm working on uh Eradus and Fisk Lubin. I think it's called Journey to the Beyond. And I'm working on another project. I don't know what to call it. Oh, Siege on Asgard. That's the last project. Siege on Asgard. Now, Siege on Asgard, I wanted to have Tom King, uh, Jamal Nicholas, Ben Harvey, Chris Claremont. Who else I wanted on there? Chris Claremont. Uh, Tony Daniel. It was a lot of people I wanted on that book. It was a lot of people because the book is so big. It's probably going to have like maybe 250 pages. I'm like at 150 right now. So the book is probably going to have like 250 pages. And I'll probably write more after that, but at this moment, yeah, the book is pretty big. I even have Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, some other people. I have Scott Snyder. Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've covered in the book, and none of the comic book writers none of them are villains. They're all like heroes, and they all come from Midgard. So I know some of you may be asking yourselves, what's wrong with the Thriller and Norwegian books? The reason why I'm hitting on Norwegian books because I am a huge fan of Heimdall. And a lot of people are not fans of Heimdall. A lot of people are fans of Thor, Loki, Odin, you know, who else? Valkyrie, the female Thor, and Malekith. But they're not really fans of Heimdall. I mean, yeah, Heimdall, he has some fans out there, but it's not as big as everyone else's. So I thought that I should write a book on Son of Heimdall. The reason I'm writing a book on Son of Heimdall is because I thought it was about time for me to write a book on Heimdall. Like, we all know the Heimdall is, the guardian and the protector of Asgard. He stands at the bridge. So I can move him in Siege of Asgard. He's the main character in Siege of Asgard, and he's supposed to go to Earth and find some heroes that he needs to protect Asgard because Odin got in a fight with Mangog, and Mangog retreated. It was a brutal battle, and Mangog retreated. But I don't want to spoil the book because if I tell you a little bit of it, it's just going to spoil it. But yeah, Mangog coming to Asgard was a setup. I'm not going to tell you who set it up because that'll be spoilers. But yeah, the first thing happened was that Mangog came to Asgard, and he literally destroyed Heimdall and made his way up to Odin while he was in his Odin sleep. And Odin had to wake up and fight him. But it was crazy because once Odin and Thor fought him off, Loki had him teleported to a place far from Asgard. So, oh yeah, and Loki, he didn't die. But Loki, he's getting old though. So you will be seeing a new Loki from my perspective in my books, because I'm not I love Marvel and I love DC, It's just that my one problem is that I would never write a Marvel DC book. Like you may see Mangog. I think Mangog is a Marvel character, but I won't write any book like Thor. Like I won't write Thor from the Marvel Universe. He'd be my type of Thor. Like my Thor is different from Marvel Universe Thor. My Thor, he can he can tap into the powers of Mjolnir through sight, and he can see wherever Mjolnir is at. So let's say if he threw Mjolnir, let's say if he was sitting in Asgard and he threw Mjolnir in the middle of Chicago, he can literally tap into the power of Mjolnir and he can actually see where Mjolnir landed at. I know it sounds crazy, but I just like the thought. Like I like the thought that Thor can just throw Mjolnir in a building and he can see, how many people's in the building and stuff like that. But yeah, Mjolnir and Thor are more connected than they are in more than they are in the Marvel universe. Not saying that the people who write Thor, they can do a better job. Because I would never say that. They do an amazing job with it. It's just that the way I see comic books, and a lot of people who write Thor comic book, I see that they write Thor in their own perspective. Like you have Scott Snyder Batman, Frank Miller Batman, Tom King Batman. All these three amazing comic book writers who have inspired over a million of people. They even inspired me, but they have inspired over a million people. They see Batman in a way that they write him. So I don't believe a person should compare any of the Batmans from different writers. Like I can't say Tom King Batman is better than Scott Snyder Batman. I would never say that because Scott Snyder see Batman in one way that Tom King don't see him as. That's why you read both of their works. Now you may have a beginning. Like if someone was to read Batman, it would be the way to start on reading Batman. Then yeah, you can do it like that. But I don't say that one comic writer work is better than someone else's because it's all a perspective. One person see one character different from someone else. So I don't think they should be, in a contest of which one is better. But yeah. Now, back to the apology. I was apologizing because I've been on quarantine as much as you guys have been quarantined, and I haven't been making any videos. Now, like I said before, I've been writing my projects, and I don't think I'll be publishing Siege on Asgard on Google Play because I actually need to get in contact with Claire Claremont and Tom Daniel and all. I mean, I said Tony Daniel, and a lot of other comic writers I put in the book, and it's going to take me a very, very, very long time to get to them. And the hardest part is if they deny it, like, no, I don't want to be in your book. Now I have a rough draft of what's going on, and I can show it to them. I'm not making money off the book. I don't want to make money off the book. I just want them to be in a book, and I want them to just see how I put the story together with them in it. Because the reason why I won't use actual characters from Marvel or DC is because we already have a lot of writers doing it. So just think for a minute. How many comic book writers can you name on your fingers that actually write comic books on other comic book writers and artists? I don't know any. I know, to me, I think I'm the first person to ever write a comic book with actual comic book writers, artists, and editors as characters in a book. Now, in Siege on Asgard, Heimdall, Heimdall's actually, he's actually the main character of the book because Odin sends him to Earth to find, the team that he needs. So it's a lot of mind-blowing thing. I mean, to me, I'm trying to write the book as a mind-blowing thing. So you be like, wow, he's this person, and wow, he was doing this. So when you read the book, you see a lot of questions like, where is this person, and why is this happening? Well, like with Academy on Asgard, for some of you people who may not know, they are, I think, is four four main characters of the book. You have the son of Freya, the son of Freyr, the son of Tyr, and I forgot what the last guy was, but it's basically three male demigods and one female goddess. Both our parents are gods. So they team up together to go and find the person who put the team together and to basically stop Jormungandr from becoming one of the problems of Ragnarok. That was their mission once they find, their leader. But at the moment, the leader is the female because she's a goddess. And the reason why I wanted her to be the leader is because I feel that I feel like it's better like that than having a male leader. I mean, the reason why I actually did it because I actually like the female. I actually like, the female character. So I was like, yeah, she should be the male. She should be the leader. But, she's a good leader. She doesn't work off emotion like everyone was saying that she probably would. She thinks smart. Plus, she is the child of Heimdall. Her father is Heimdall, and her mother, I can't remember what her mother's name was. The names that I use, I actually looked them up on Google and actually made the names up, off some names in my head. So, but the names I made is not like actually off my head. Like, I just looked up some English names and, translated them into the Norwegian language. I cannot remember what the name of the language was. And I was like, yeah, this name, it looks nice or it sounds nice, so I'm just going to use it. So that's what I did. And so far, so good. It came out nice. Like, I let the people that I put in the book read it, and, they told me it was pretty nice. But I don't really know. Like, the first time I read it, I didn't like it, but everyone else loved it. Then the second time I read it, I liked it. Because I don't know the first time when I read in Academy of Asgard, the first chapter, if the girl was the leader of the team. But the second time I read in it, she was the leader of the team. So yeah. Let's see. Eratus and Fisk Lubin. Fisk Lubin is wait, did I go the wrong way? I think I did. Fisk Lubin is a farmer boy. He's a farmer. His parents are farmers. They're rich farmers, and they live outside of a kingdom, of an empire. So, Fisk Lubin, he did not want to be a farmer. He wanted to fight. He wanted to be a warrior. He wanted to be a hero. So, old shogun, the last shogun that was alive, he seen that Fisk had potential. So he taught him the way of the Nujutsu and other martial arts styles. So basically, I'm gonna say he's somewhere around. No, I won't say that. I was about to say somewhere around Karate Kid from DC, but no, I won't say that. He's very skilled in martial arts, and he uses two katanas, and he go out seeking missions from the train. It's a train station in the village, and he goes to the train station every morning. And there's a board at the train station where people place missions at. It's rather someone get kidnapped, someone get robbed, things like that. And he takes, he signs himself up, takes the job, and move on. So the last emperor. So what happened was the last emperor of the empire. He was a very, very evil emperor, and he did whatever he wanted to do. because he had power. He had the military. So there was a beautiful woman, and she was the wife of the shogun. So he wanted her, and he didn't care that she was married or not. So he took the woman, did some unpeaceful things to her, and when the shogun found out, he returned back to the empire, and he became a ronin. Well, no, he can't become a ronin because he's a shogun. Okay, he became a shogun. Well, he was already a shogun. Sorry, he was already a shogun. He came back to the empire, killed the emperor, and then he was cast out by the family of the emperor. The emperor, he had a son that grew up and took his father's mantle, and ever since then, he been on the run from the empire. And he's the same shogun that taught Fisk martial arts and self-defense. So, I'm not gonna spoil you it about how he came back, the last emperor, but he came back as a demon king, and when he found out that Fisk Lubin had the powers of the shogun, he had the aura. Like he was very skilled. Like he knew uh what's the martial arts he knew. I'm about to say some weird name. Hold on. Um, I can't remember. My mind is everywhere. Like I'm thinking about a lot of things in my mind right now. So I can't. Wing Chun, I think it was. Yeah, I think Wing Chun was one of the martial arts that uh the old emperor realized he had. So he was like, he thought that he was the son of the shogun, but he wasn't the son of the shogun. So he started off, attacking the boys' village, attacking Fisk village and stuff like that, sending demons out. So people would be like, my my farm was attacked by some demons and stuff like that. So the blades that Fisk have, they're called no Hako no Mino. That's the names of the blades. Hako is his right blade, and Nomino is his left blade. And the blades, they can cut through anything. If Fisk wants to split a castle in half, he can literally split the castle in half with the sword if he wills it to. But like he could swing at a little girl, but if he's not willing to do any harm to her, the sword won't hurt her. The sword it'd be dull. So uh he started hunting the demons and realized that the old emperor came back. Fisk knows about what the old emperor did, so he had to stop him. And the new emperor, he sent out a detective to figure out what was going on in the village and how was it being attacked. So yeah, I think I told like a lot of the stories. So, but the book is free, so you know what? It's not like you can like, oh, my mom's gonna buy a book. All my books are free. I'm not selling any of my books. I'm not selling my books until I sign a contract. Like once I sign a contract that I can write books for a company, then I'll be like, yes, these books cost. Now, one of my problems is that I did not go to school in the United States. I'm from the United States, yes, but I did not go to school here, so my English is not that good. Like I can talk to you, I can tell you an amazing story. I cannot put it on paper. I can put it on paper, but the punctuations is where I get messed up at. So it's really hard not having a editor, to edit my stories. So that's a huge problem right there. But I'm thinking about hiring an editor so she can read over my stories and be like, oh, I can fix this for you and fix it up. So people read it, oh, I understand this. Because I don't have an artist at this moment. my artist, she moved on. Basically, she didn't leave me. It's just that she got married, and she now does video games and stream her video games. So I mean, she still do art here and there, but she doesn't want to be a full time artist because it been weighing on her. Because I'm a fast writer, so when I write my stories, it would take me literally like 2 days to finish a book. I will literally be up on it because my problem is one thing I realize is when I have a story on my mind, I have to write it because if I don't write it, then it's going to become boring. So if I think about a story, I'm like, yo, this story is heat, it's fire, it's gonna blow people's mind. I gotta lay it down immediately. Because if I don't lay it down immediately, then I'll probably either get bored from it or, I'll probably just be like, I can't remember how the story's gonna go. And then the story just be gone. So that's why I have to write it as soon as it comes up to my mind. Now, by the way, shout out to all of my new Twitter followers. I am so happy that you all followed me. And shout out to all my TikTok followers. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, fans of the thriller, I have a TikTok. I've been in quarantine, so I was like, hey, I might as well start doing TikTok. But I don't do TikTok dances. I'm a horrible dancer. I mean, I dance 25%. Like, I may do some dance with it. Oh, okay, that was nice. And then I got do some other things. You're like, okay, he's going too far. But yeah. Um, yeah, so I hope you all accept my apology. I don't know when the next time I will be going live stream on Twitch because there's an app I use called Mob Crush. It's been acting up on me. So whenever the app start working perfectly fine, you will see that I will go live on Twitch. I was gonna start going live on Mixler, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay on Twitch, build up my community on Twitch, then let them know that I have Mixler. Let my community build up a Mixler, even though I probably stream like once or twice a week. And then after that, what's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. It's your host, Love by the Most Thriller. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have moved on to Mixler. And then everybody come over to Mixler. Oh, he moved over here, guys. Let's go. Or people can stay on Twitch like, nah, I don't feel like making a Mixler account, so I'll just be back and forth. But I'll be like, do 3 days. Like, I'll probably do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, stream. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, stream. Sunday, drop a video on YouTube. Be like that. Because I think that after I'm done writing Siege on Asgard, this will be my last book because I don't think I want to write any more books. I think it's getting to that limit where I just be like, I'm done. It was a nice run. I'm going to go back to reading comic books. I mean, I don't really have a lot of support. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who read my work and be like, oh, you have great, amazing work. You need to keep it up. I would like to see more of this. But the real support comes from the family. That's where it comes from. I'm sorry. I mean, yes, it makes me happy seeing that I have fans, but it it hurts when I don't think that any person in the world can make a child feel better than their parent. Like, if my father doesn't appreciate my work, I don't think there's anyone else who can appreciate my work. And I'll be like, you know what? Uncle, my father said, this person appreciate my work, this person appreciate my work. Except for if I had a wife, then she will probably be, I'll be like, okay, if she appreciated it, I'm happy with that. But, you know, it's like all my fans put together, be like, I love your work, 99%. No matter how many fans I get, it will always be at 99%. But as soon as my parents say, I accept your work, I read it, it was amazing, mind blowing, I'll be at 100%. I can rest easy, but And to that day, I'll be still sad. So I hope that everyone is having a wonderful life home. I know we're all in the house. It's crazy. We never expected to be locked in the house like this. I mean, no, we're not locked in the house, but who wants to be in the house, just sit in the house all day? Like, people want to go out, people want to go back to Comic Cons. I mean, I want to go back to Comic Cons, but people want to go back to work, people want to go back to Comic Cons, people want to travel around the states, around the world, see family members, but everybody's quarantined. Like, I feel like I'm in Batman Arkham Asylum. Think of Batman Arkham Asylum. I just feel like I'm in one of the Batman game, all the Batman games. You couldn't go everywhere around Gotham. You had to stay home and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I hope that this quarantine goes away. It don't take longer than it should. I hope the people who have coronavirus, who has a virus, that they stay strong, that they believe